right. What is up, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me just notify the group that I am live. 1 second. Okay. All right, guys. So, very interesting morning. Yo, the DZTV, what's up? Are you the dude that commented on my first stream? What's up, guys? Good to see you guys. Somebody commented on this video on one of my shorts saying that they were super excited for watching the lives. I will tell you guys this: the YouTube shorts that I make, typically I make very simple for the sake of understanding. But you guys have to realize trading is not as simple. It is simple, but it's not as simple as just looking at a line in a box. You have to still have discipline with your trading. You can't just click buttons every single time there's an inverse fair value gap like I show you guys on the shorts. You have to wait for liquidity to get swept. There's so many different things. But regardless, I will still explain to you guys how it's done if you don't know how to do it. It's pretty simple. But yeah, we're going to see what is happening with the market today. First of all, I'll tell you guys, I was looking for this wick right here to get swept overnight or hopefully today. This is the obvious sell side liquidity. By the way, these orange boxes on my screen, these are called new week opening gaps. But I will get rid of them for now just for the sake of simplicity. But just know those are kind of important. But I was waiting for this liquidity to get swept right here, this red London low, and I was waiting for this daily low to get swept, and I was hoping for the market to trade into this daily fair value gap. This is where I was looking for longs. Yo, what's up, Sean? Good morning. And you can see here that we swept only so far this low right here. Today is a no news Monday, meaning that if you look at the Forex Factory, so I'm going to pull this up here 1 second. All right, this is just an eval account from one of my top step accounts. But if we go over to the Forex Factory, and again, you guys know I post in my Discord every morning or every Sunday the events for the week, but today is a no news Monday, meaning there's only orange folder news, right? So because of that, we're not going to be trading with full size, and I wasn't expecting massive moves today, but you can see this is an example of the trade that worked this morning. Again, I was not awake here, but this was an A+ IFEG. So you guys can see, let me go over to the 3-minute chart. It's probably better there. Or maybe the 5-minute chart. Yeah, so right here, guys, this is the 5-minute fair value gap that was really good, in my opinion. So if we pull this out, we'll label it an IFEG, just like I do in my YouTube shorts. We swept liquidity by 1 tick in the London session. Then we inversed a 5-minute fair value gap right here. That's your entry for the trade, and you can see here that your first take profit is at the first set of buy side liquidity, which is up here. So I would have taken a partial right there. Warriors for Yeshua. I took it, but then gave up my profit and some. Oh, you took this 5-minute fair value gap this morning? Because if you guys took this was A+. You can see there's very few left in this leg. There's only tiny ones. So as soon as maybe like this high hit, you could move your stop to break even, and you can see here that it never traded back into the fair value gap. You never would have been stopped out on the trade. And now, I mean, DZTV, I just scalped buys from NAS, like $90. Good job. But you can see now that we are trading up into this whole leg of price. This is all like a trend line / low resistance liquidity. And then obviously, guys, we have this new week opening gap. I'm going to put these back on the chart now so you guys can see them. But this is the new week opening gap that formed on Sunday. Oh, wow. I took a 1-minute IFEG buy side 1K, but I gave it back. Damn. If guys, also, if you're trying to trade risking like $1,000 on an IFEG when you just learned them, I would be a little bit cautious. Again, I don't know Warriors for Yeshiva. I'm making a complete assumption as to where you are with your trading. But yeah, if you guys are, oh, it's a prop firm. Okay, fair enough. So yeah. If you guys are new to this, definitely don't be trading it with a cash account, but I will teach you guys as best as I can. Again, where do I think the market's going from here? Again, I'll be honest with you guys, I would prefer to see the market go down here. However, based on this immediate reaction from, it was a 4-hour low, and we traded into these new week opening gaps. You guys can see, I've told you guys many times before, but when new week opening gaps typically act as support or resistance for the market. And you can see here after sweeping liquidity, when we have a new week opening gap right below it, a lot of the times it acts as support. So I'm going to guess that the market is trying to rebalance this 4-hour fair value gap right here, this tiny one, and then probably go back to these new week opening gaps. Ultimately, I think that this new week opening gap is going to get filled that we just created over the overnight when we gap down. What's up, Kay? Good morning, bro. So I think overnight, this new week opening gap that formed when we gap down in the market is going to be a huge target, and we have perfect equal highs. So if you guys want to see what I'm talking about here, right here from the afternoon session on Friday, we formed 2 sets of perfect equal highs, right? This right here, these, if you look at the H right here, from this wick to this wick, they are perfectly equal. And then same thing here from this wick, 21,947.75 and 21,947.75. So these are magnets for price. So I think ultimately we're going to balance this new week opening gap. That's what I'm aiming for. Maybe we do it today. I wasn't expecting such a push right from London. So that was very interesting. It's kind of like a change in market structure too now, because we were making a bunch of lower highs. Now we're making a higher high, right? We're making higher highs here instead of this low should, I mean, this high should not have been hit if we were bearish. So I'm thinking that we are going to go up here, balance this gap, potentially go back up to this new week opening gap. So we'll see if we can get a setup. I would love to see a retracement maybe into this gap, though it's possible this is a breakaway gap. So we'll have to see what we get here. Nothing is A+ yet. Again, I wish I would have seen this. You know, I was not awake at 6 a.m. Eastern or whatever this is in New York time. I was asleep. I live on the Pacific coast, so. But yeah, so we're gonna have to see if we get some kind of retracement down. But yeah, I would not be surprised. So we're trading into this hourly fair value gap here, so you have to be cautious of this, obviously. But I'm also not a huge fan of the fact that we're immediately bouncing after not sweeping all this liquidity. So I'm going to be extra cautious today. Again, it is a Monday with no red folder news, so that could be a manipulation day. And yeah, we're just going to be cautious here, guys. You can see we traded into this 1-minute fair value gap on the end of the market here on the left side. And yeah, we're basically going to wait for some kind of an A+ setup. I want to maybe see the market come back down into this 15-minute fair value gap and then go higher. So we'll have to see how it plays out. We are in a macro time too. So has anybody taken a trade this morning at all? I know Warriors took a 1-minute IFEG. Warriors, did you learn IFEGs from my videos or did you hear about them beforehand? We're also, I will note to you guys, so this is a separate concept. I know I don't teach you guys this. This is a whole different thing, but we are trading into this monthly high on QQQ. So I would expect there to potentially be resistance here, but we could easily blast through it, but it's always good to note. So my main concept, guys, is IFEGs and liquidity, obviously, but I do use monthly, quarterly, yearly, and weekly highs as well. Warriors, I've watched your videos, but I heard about it from a YouTuber called GS Trader. He basically trades the same way as you. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are trading IFEGs. Not everybody can trade them correctly. I mean, everyone has their own model, obviously, but you have to be, I think the more selective you are, the more successful you're going to be, because there are a lot of inverse fair value gaps that don't work. So you have to be super cautious as to which ones you're taking. Very interesting too, I will tell you guys, on the daily chart, Okay, we had this bullish order block right here. And now we are trading in discount of this leg. So if I draw the Fibonacci, right, from high to low of the leg, we are below discount. So this is still a good spot to look for longs. But I was not expecting an immediate rebalance like this from one set of liquidity. So the only way, guys, that I'll really be able to take anything here is to get a big down move down below these lows and then go higher. What will probably happen is we'll just trickle all the way up. But yeah, we'll really have to be patient for a trade here. Okay, so while we're waiting, let me just check out the rest of the Mag 7, see what we're doing today. Nike with a decent push. Tesla going up. How's Nvidia doing? Whoa! Nvidia's down 11% off that DeepSeek news or whatever it was called. That's crazy. So did you guys hear about this Chinese AI that's coming out? A lot of things are down. ASML has a huge gap down. So this is one of my long-term positions, guys. I added in the Discord, I know you guys, for those of you who are in it, you know that I added this at the mean threshold of this monthly fair value gap. We literally caught the bottom by like 2 cents. It was pretty wild. So hopefully that stays the bottom. But regardless, I think this is a great place to be adding ASML for the long term in this fair value gap right here. AI about to go crazy this year, yeah. I think it's kind of ridiculous that people are selling all of their positions in AI. I think it's kind of, in NVIDIA and ASML and AVGO or whatever other AI chips, just because there's a potential Chinese company that has good AI. They're all going to succeed, especially NVIDIA. It's so well placed for this type of environment. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Don't want to go on too much. This is a day trading, a day trading live. But also, guys, if you want me to talk more about long-term investments on this and swing trading, you guys can let me know. I know that this is obviously for day trading, but if you guys are interested in long-term plays and like option selling and all those things, I'm happy to talk about it too. But it's whatever, the viewers want to see, because I don't want to just ramble about stuff you guys don't like. Another one, sorry, really quickly before I go back to day trading. TLT related to bonds. We added this basically at this low. Again, I doubled down. I alerted this in the Discord. You can see we're having a pretty big push up now. I think all this is going to get smoked eventually. When the Fed does eventually cut rates, then bond prices are going to rocket too. So that's going to be good. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. So I think this high is coming. I don't know if we'll get any setups there, but we will have to see. I really was not expecting, and we got an immediate push at 9:30, which is super interesting. I'm gonna label this. I'm gonna label this low right here. This is the 9:30 open. I'm just gonna label it. We'll label it a data low. It's not really a data low, but the fact that the market just immediately pumped from the data, from the 9:30 open, this is a pretty significant level. I would not be surprised if we get an IFVG setup too there. So like if we close below this 1 minute fair value gap, this is a bullish gap that everybody's using to go long. We can try a short scalp down to this low right here. I don't think it's A+, but I want to study how this what happens here. But yeah, I think AI is going to go ridiculous. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of, guys, as far as like long-term markets right now, a lot of funds, a lot of big money, a lot of media channels are all posting about how they're all posting about how the markets are going to be booming, and everyone's anticipating a boom in the markets with Trump in office and AI and this and that. A lot of the times, the markets will go the opposite way of the majority of thinkers. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying we're going to collapse, but I'm just saying that I like to see very negative headlines. And that is another reason, that's another way that I get confidence of buying companies for the long term that are super negative. Like, I'm not going to go over it now because we're day trading, but I also in the Discord, I told everyone I was adding Boeing at like between $149 and $150. There's a lot of negativity going on, and we sold like 45% of the position at 180. So I made a really big profit on that because there's so many negative headlines, and a lot of the times the market will go the opposite way. Now, it wasn't just the headlines. There was a very good bullish fair value gap that we balanced, and that was a signal to enter longs, but still. I love to see negative sentiment when I'm buying stocks for the long term. Tristan, bro, got that algorithm on lock. We all got it. Tristan has the algorithm on lock too. He goes crazy. I'm telling you guys. He's a pretty good trader. 5 subs away from 1K. Oh, yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy, guys. At the beginning of this year, I was at 293 subs. My goal for the year, I know the YouTube algo. The goal for the year was like I wanted 5,000 people, but it was like an unrealistic goal. And then all of a sudden, over like the last 25 days, it's just been going ridiculous. Like, so many people have been finding the stream, which I'm super happy for, and the YouTube shorts, but I was not expecting it to boost that quick. Okay, so pay attention, guys, to what happens in this fair value gap. I don't think this is an A+ setup. I mean, you guys are welcome to do whatever you want, but just realize this 1 minute fair value gap is the bullish PD array that's holding up price. So if we are bullish here, we should use this to go higher, right? But if we close below it, pay attention to what happens, and if we target this low and this low. Remember I told you guys we were at a monthly high. Look how we're rejecting from the top of it. You are the YouTube algo market maker. I mean, if you guys know any way to make it better, tell me. Because even if I want like 300,000 subs, it'll take me 300 months. That's like what? 20 years or something crazy? So guys, I will tell you if there's an A+ setup. If we can get this, so let's say we sweep this low. If we sweep this low and we get some kind of an IFEG to go back up here, I think that'll be A+, right? Because we're sweeping liquidity. We're entering into 2 bullish fair value gaps, stopping out everybody that's been long in this whole leg by going down here. This will be A+ to go back up to the 50-minute buy side. DZTV, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys coming on. It means a lot to see that people are excited to watch the streams and that are learning stuff. Super happy about that. Also, guys, if you're in the stream and you want other people to see it, if you're not selfish, make sure you like the stream. And I appreciate all the comments and stuff. It really helps. You're the best for doing what you do. Thank you, bro. Awesome, guys. I'm glad you guys are understanding. I know it can be really complex, and I'm going to be honest with you guys. There are a lot of different things that you need to take into account to find the A+ IFEGs. Like, don't just take any, just because of this, like, for example, just because there's a tiny 1 minute fair value gap here, right? If this inverses, can it work back to the upside? Yes. But if you take this setup 100 times, you're not going to win. This is a very low quality setup. There's no obvious liquidity being swept. We have liquidity up here. It's a tiny 1 minute fair value gap. Like, there's nothing A+ about this. There's no liquidity to the downside being swept. Sorry, not the upside. But like, we never rejected from anything here. We never swept any lows. So this is not likely to reverse. So what's more likely to happen is this is going to act as resistance to continue to the downside. And yes, it's possible it will work. But the whole objective of this channel, guys, is to find out if you take an IFEG setup 100 times, are you going to be profitable? Yes or no? This probably has a 50% or less win rate if you take this to the upside, targeting this high. So yes, you might be profitable once, but if you are, I mean, 50 times out of 100, but if you take this and you don't move your stop to break even, or you let it go a little bit lower than you anticipate, this can end up making you a unprofitable trader. So you have to be super cautious. So hopefully this is not one of the times where it works, because I'd love to show you guys that it doesn't work a lot of the times, but again, it is what it is. You have to be able to be disciplined and take the right setups. I mean, this candle looks great, don't get me wrong, and we're probably going to go to the buy side, but would I take this trade? No. Most of the time, no. Unless I had so much conviction on a setup, which in this case right now I do not. Okay, we're in an hourly fair value gap. We have this little sell side below, so I'd love to see the market come back down into here before looking for longs. So that is the only thing I will take today if we get it. I don't know if you guys saw on Friday, but I had like a $2,000 trade. I waited the whole day and I finally got a setup. I think I made a YouTube short on it. I'm not 100% sure yet, but yeah. So let's see what happens. So let's see if this was an inducement candle, right? A lot of people see this candle and they're like, oh, let's go long. But watch how this could potentially close all the way down below this low. And if it does, we're probably heading all the way down here and then probably lower. So I have half a mind to take this short right now. But again, there's no setup. So am I going to do it? No. All about discipline, guys. And I love to entertain, right? I mean, it's obviously fun to have an entertaining channel. But the most important thing is for you guys to be educated on taking the right setups. And I will tell you guys, there are streams where I go the whole stream without taking a trade. There are streams where I go the whole stream with only taking one trade. At maximum, I take two. And I will tell you guys, if it's on a paper account, if it's on an eval, if it's on a live or a cash account, that's up to you to decide for you guys, right? I'm not here to give alerts. Yes, I do have alerts in the Discord, but I don't often post there. A lot of the alerts I give are on the live stream. And the whole point is for you guys to have conviction, not just because I say something is A+. You need to have confidence in that. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be here to live stream for you every single day, of every single hour, of every single minute. You want to have the conviction to take a trade yourself, right? Not just because I say that it's good. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much money I make or how much money I lose. All that matters is how much you make and lose in your bank account, right? So let's see what happens with this 1 minute fair value gap here. Let's see if we reject out of it or not. Again, nothing A+ here. Wait, your best trades are going to be after liquidity is swept. So you have to think to yourselves, where is all of the liquidity in the market right now? Probably below this low right here. Yep, learned the process. I'm curious to you guys, what do you guys trade? For those of you who are new to the stream, are you guys NQ traders? Do you trade ES? Do you guys even trade futures? Or like, are you just learning about it now? So look how the candle wicked right above this IFEG and now the body closed below it. Let's see if it holds. Yeah, so to me, I look at the market in terms of liquidity. So right now, a lot of liquidity is resting at this low. So I will not be taking anything until that goes. I trade NAS and some Forex pairs like UCAD and NU. Nice, nice. Do you guys care about long-term investments and swing trades, or are you guys only interested in day trading? For those of you who are in here for the day trading, or who came to the stream initially from day trading. Alex, no long-term. For sure. Yeah, I mean, not everyone enjoys long-term investing and stuff, but telling you guys, so I will be transparent. I've told this many times before, but only about 20% of my stock market income comes from day trading. 80% of my money from the markets comes from long-term investing, swing trading, and option selling. I don't mind long-term, but I'll just tell my parents. Long-term hard on Walmart. I know Tristan is. Tristan is a manager at Walmart, if I'm not mistaken, and he has got some long-term shares from that company as obviously like a benefit for working there, and I'm sure he buys it too. But that is a great company to be long-term on. Walmart and Costco are two excellent diversified non-tech plays that I would highly recommend. DZTV says both. Yeah, guys, I think it's important to invest in long-term companies. I told you guys already, that's how I make the majority of my income in the markets, is selling options against my long-term positions, selling calls, selling puts. If you guys want to learn about that, I'm happy to teach that too. I'm thinking about making like a free like educational playlist on YouTube for that. Part of the store manager's compensation is $20K in stock a year. That's awesome. And that just keeps growing and growing and growing, huh, Tristan? Tristan, how long have you been working there again? I can't remember what you'd said. So you guys see how we came up almost to this high, then we rejected, now we're probably going to this low. Again, is there a model here? No, but I'm telling you, this is probably likely to go to this low now. Rebalance the 1 minute gap. And please do not, just because I say that something is going to go somewhere, right here, I'm actually not sure what's going to happen. I'm just giving my best assumption guess based on where the market is. Tristan said multiple years. Yeah, because, I mean, the longer you've been working there, if you guys look at Walmart stock, I'm not going to pull it up now, but it's been on a huge uptrend, especially since 2020, right? Costco and Walmart, I think, have had huge growth since the COVID lows. So you guys can see here, if you try, so look at this, guys. If you try to take this 1 minute fair value gap, okay, your target would have been this high or this high, either one, right? Or stop to break even, whichever you prefer. We closed above it, then we closed below it. You would have gotten stopped out. Then we closed above it again. You would have gotten stopped out. We closed below it. Never ever trade an IFEG that's so small. It oftentimes ends up being choppy, and never take the same IFEG twice. Like if we close above it and close below it, then we close above it again, don't take this again, because if it's already failed once, it's likely to fail again, and it's likely to do this kind of BS. So IFEGs also really help you like get a prediction of how the market's going to behave in the coming candles. If you start seeing us closing above and closing below, it's likely to make the market chop. So it gives you an indication as to how price action is going to behave. Also, again, guys, we had this huge leg up, right? How many points was this? I don't know if I can use the shift feature right now. So it was 229 points. That's wild. This market is moving hugely right now. And yeah, so when we have a, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. When we have a big distribution leg like this, then we are likely to consolidate before continuing higher or potentially reversing. So watch this low. We're probably going to get it now. All right, I'm going to put on, I forgot to put on the lo-fi chill. So pay attention to this low, guys. Also, if you can't hear me, if the music's too loud, let me know. I don't want to mess up the my voice in the stream. Okay, we aren't looking for a sell trade. I'm just saying that we're looking for liquidity to get swept before looking for longs. Guys, you can hear my voice okay, right? With the music playing in the background. I also am not fully convinced, guys, that this is the end of the sell model. Alright, good. So, like, you can see we did sweep this low. I showed you guys on the 4-hour and the daily, right? We saw this liquidity on the 4-hour. Alright, cool. But we have a lot more liquidity that is resting below here, right? We have this low, we have this low, we have this low. So I'm not fully convinced that this is the bottom. Also, again, I've explained this before, but we have this tiny daily fair value gap here. And I would love the market to trade into this and then maybe get a long from here or within these new week opening gaps. But I will say that this 1 minute fair value gap is the final bullish PD rate holding down price. So if we can close below this, I would not be surprised to see a short down to this low. Good. Glad you guys can hear. Okay, so there's the low, right? And I wouldn't be surprised to see this low get hit. Let's see how this 1 minute candle closes. Again, guys, is this an A+ trade? No. Let me get rid of all these notifications. Hold on. Oh, there's so many. Oh my god. All I want to see is the clock. Alright, here we go. So we got 20 seconds until the candle close. So once this closes below, guys, I would not be surprised to see this because everybody that's long this market has their stop below this low. But we'd have to see an A+ setup form in it to get it. Okay, so there's the close below. Would not be surprised again, guys, to see this low get hit now. There's no A+ IFEGs to the upside here. So you guys see how this 1 minute didn't work and we failed and now we're going lower. And now that this 1 minute has failed, guys, the thesis is that this is now going to act as resistance to go lower. Like, we'll just get a few candles up and then maybe consolidate and then sweep the low. Let's look at the 2 and the 3 minute. So I'm looking for A+ fair value gaps to the upside. We do have this 2 minute fair value gap here. Whoops. Is this A+? No, absolutely not. It's too small. But I would like to see the market trade into it and then go down. High volume open, and for now volume is drying. Yeah. Yep, that's true. So let's see what happens in this 2 minute potential IFEG. My guess is that that was probably the high or maybe a little higher than that. And then I think that we'll reject down to sell side. Yeah, and so also warriors for you to understand too. So I will go. So actually, I explained this really well. Maybe I'll release this video, but in the Discord, every day after market close, I do what's called a daily review. So I'll go over every single setup that happens in the market, and I went over a really good one on Friday called the TGIF setup. And it relates to accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So this is a distribution leg. And now we are either in a accumulation or manipulation leg, but pretty much after a distribution leg, like if we have a huge push, we tend to consolidate. And that's what you're seeing now. So always be cautious after a huge up move. Typically, after that happens, when you enter the market, you're going to get chopped up like this. So be super careful with this type of a day when you see this, especially at market open. Also, I will note, look at the, oh my God. Look at the London and Asia session. Look how many points. We had a huge move, like massive. So this is very likely to be like choppy. And you can see that we are getting choppy now. But always be cautious, guys. If we have a massive Asia and London move, the New York session tends to behave poorly. Now, we did get a really good 5-minute IFEG here. Don't get me wrong. I still would take this 10 out of 10 times because we did sweep liquidity. But you still have to be super cautious with this type of day. Okay, let's see what happens in this 2-minute gap. Again, is this A+? No. But is it possible that it goes up to this high? Yes. But nothing that I would take personally. Okay, so we did close above the 2. In theory, guys, if you want to try this, you can. I am not going to. You can put your stop as a 2-minute close back below the fair value gap and your take profit, or stop to break even at this high, whichever you prefer. I'm not taking it. I don't think it's A+, but you can do whatever you want. Even the 3-minute. This is very small. Could it work? Absolutely. But again, guys, I'm very selective on what trades I take. I trade with enough size that 1 or 2 trades can make the whole week, so it doesn't really matter to me. I mean, even if you trade with smaller size, you want to be patient and wait for the best setups. This is not the best setup in my eyes. We did sweep some liquidity and we are inversing, but we have more liquidity to the downside. I'm not fully convinced this is a buy program yet. We had a huge Asia and London move. I'm not going to take anything until it's so obvious that it, like, alarm bells are going off in my head. So my main goal, guys, is to teach discipline, and trading this is not disciplined, in my opinion. That's true. Warriors, I'm going to use that, bro. If you're not sweeping liquidity, then you are the liquidity. Bro, you couldn't have said it better. You could not have said it better. Just, guys, become content with literally not touching a button until it's so obvious to you what's going to happen that it hurts. Like, I'm not a market guru. I'm not going to pretend that I know what literally, you have to, I'm going to write that down, bro. It's amazing. That was an amazing quote. Bro's a poet. He doesn't even know it. But you guys have to become completely content with never touching a button until it's so obvious that you're like itching to take it. It's so good that it like hurts not to take the trade. And that only happens for me probably once a day, if not less. I'm not a market guru. I'm not going to pretend to you guys that I know where every single candle is going to go. Anyone that tells you they do is a complete liar. I don't think even ICT himself can predict that stuff. He's just BSing for views. Maybe he does. I don't know. But he so far has not proved that he's the market guru, right? He never won the Robbins Cup. He never, apparently he dropped his account down to $900 from 10,000, said he was going to bring it up. Anyways, that's a whole different story, but I'm not going to pretend to be the market guru. I simply wait for the best, most probable setups, and I take them. That is why I'm able to be profitable in the markets, and why most people are not, because they think they can basically time every single tick, and they end up getting chopped up and smoked. Like right here, yes, this 2-minute worked up to this internal high. From here, what's going to happen? Could we go up? Yes. Is it possible we reject from this high by just a tick and we come all the way back down and sweep this liquidity? 100%. We now have this 2-minute fair value gap that actually looks cleaner to the downside in my opinion. So let's say we sweep this high and then we immediately come down and get a big down close candle. I would not be opposed to looking to this as a short. Again, not A+, but something you could try if you want. Like, you guys saw me be super patient on Friday. I waited for a setup that was too good for me to deny, and I took it, and we ended up banking on it. I could have made way more on it, but I was conservative and took off the position. I'll actually show it to you guys. Maybe we'll do it later. Just want to see what happens here at these two highs. So I would be very cautious if you're in anything here, because if this is one of those manipulative days, this will be the high and we'll just completely dump all the way back down to the sell side we were at. So we'll have to see what happens here, but potentially forming a 15-minute OB here. Okay, so we're about to sweep this 15-minute high. I'm just looking back at some other buy days to see if there's anything similar to what we're seeing today. So one thing I do, guys, and something you might want to do in your notes, a lot of the times when we have buy days in the market, I will note them and I will look back to see if we have any similar setups. So I have tons of them. I use like tags, and I label all different types of days in the market. And whenever something is similar is happening, I will find all the ones that are related to today's trading, and I can use them for reference for what could potentially happen today. So I do a lot of different, things to help me gain an edge for the day. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what happens here. This red line that you see is the hourly liquidity that was swept. So a lot of the times the market likes to go back up to it, and then it will potentially reject from there. So we'll see what happens at this red line. But again, guys, nothing here AAA plus to me yet. You can see, again, this 2-minute did work to the upside. Did I know for sure it was going to work? No. I said you could try taking a long with your stop below this fair value gap. Did I take it? No. But you can see that it did work. But I do like that this is such a... I mean, I like that it's a strong reaction. Do I trust it 100% yet? No. But let's see what happens at this red line here. So we touched it, and you can see that we are rejecting. Just let's see what happens out of this 1 minute right here. Ooh. I haven't checked any of my portfolios today. Let me see what's going on here. Wow. A lot of my stuff's recovering. AMD is not. ASML is not. Wow. It's me, K. It should have taken one more liquidity to the downside. Yeah, K, I was really hoping to see this liquidity get swept, but obviously we took this one and then went higher. But yeah, sometimes it happens. And again, guys, you have to be content. Not every day you're going to have A+ setups form. Not every day. And that is a reality that you have to accept. When you see all these people on X making a ton of money every single day, you have to understand that yes, if you have 1 million people on X, you're always going to see people posting successful trades. You're not going to see the days that they're unsuccessful. And it's not like every single day somebody's making money. It doesn't happen that way. It's not how reality works. Maybe there's someone that has some crazy setup I don't know about where they're making money. Good for them. Does that concern me or impact me until I know about it? No. So until then, I will be patient and wait for the A+ setup. It's that simple. Warriors, I think your channel's going to grow exponentially because you're so transparent and obviously a good trader and educator. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Is the low volume move, keep that in mind. Yeah, this is pretty strong price action. I don't know what the volume is doing right now. Personally, I don't care too much about volume, like on a daily standpoint, or like intraday, I mean. But I do take volume into account when I look at long-term positions. And that's, if you guys want a really good book that I've read a few times, it's called Volume Price Analysis by Anna Cooling. And it basically explains how on the higher time frames from like the 4-hour to the daily, weekly charts, how volume and candlesticks come into play. It's a really good book, but that's another thing I can give you guys a lesson on another day. But it helps me to determine what stocks are better for the long term. I really appreciate the kind words, guys. All right, so it looks like we're probably, again, like I said earlier this morning, that we're trading into this 4-hour gap. We did just come back to 50% of the leg. So we will see. 50% of this leg, so if we go from high to low, let me turn this into a 50%, gray dotted, is right above. So we're about to touch 50% of the leg. If you guys want to scalp, again, I would not suggest you take this, but this is the 50% of the last leg, so I wouldn't be surprised to touch that. Also, we have that 4-hour gap, so let's see what happens. Maybe we come down into this 1 minute fair value gap here and get a long from there. Who knows? Also, if you guys don't have any... So I had one of my Discord members talk to me about this earlier today. He's looking for a really good prop firm account to trade. If this one is... I wouldn't say it's more pricey. All of them are pricey, guys. But this one is $49 a month for a 50K account. It shows you the tilt. It shows you get the 30-second chart. So you get a lot of features with this. It's called Top Step X. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's probably cut off. Top Step X. So I have not added to this yet. I've never traded with Top Step before. I'm trying to get some funded accounts with them because they seem very good. I've had a lot of people tell me that this is a good one. And they've been around for quite a while. It's $49 a month, and you have to pay after you pass. It's like $100 to turn it into a funded account. So total investment's about $149. But I really like this because you get the 30-second chart. For TradingView, to get the 30-second, I've never used it in the past. I don't really plan on using it. But you have to pay for like a $500 a year membership, which I don't really need that. Again, I've been very successful with the 1 minute and above. But it's good to have the 30-second just to use it as confluence. Like right now, there's no fair value gaps forming on the 30-second. So there's nothing A+ for me here. As far as like downside moves, but Funder Pro is good. I've never heard of Funder Pro. The ones that I'm funded with are Apex and My Funded Futures. Yeah, I use Apex Funded Trader. Got a New Year deal. It was $16 for the 300K, 35 for resets. Yeah, bro. I also got a lot of. So I passed a 250 and a 300K for Apex, and they're only like $16 each or $19 or something. I can't remember. But the problem is with especially when you're a newer trader, to pass these accounts, it's difficult because you have to make 20K, I think, for a 300K, and you get 7,500. Yes, but once you pass them, guys, you have to pay. It's like $100 or $85 fee, so you end up paying like 100 something bucks anyways, no matter which one you go with. But if you're just like looking to fool around and try and pass accounts, then Apex is probably the easiest because you have like 1-day passes. With Top Step X, I don't think you get 1-day passes. You have to work for it. Oh, really? Funder Pro, you don't have to pay any fees. So guys, I would say that's a good thing, but you have to make sure that the prop firm is credible. Like, make sure that they're consistently paying people out. Make sure they've been around for a long time. Because if they haven't been, then what's going to happen eventually is they go bankrupt because they don't know how to manage the business. Oh, man. Excuse me. They don't know how to manage the business, and then it ends up going kaput. So, okay, so this looks like it's going to be the long up to the 4-hour gap. Again, is there anything here? No. Congrats to anyone who took this 2-minute. Would I have taken this ever? No, guys, but you can see it is working up to the 4-hour fair value gap. What other prop firms do you guys use? For those of you who are new, and who doesn't even know what a prop firm is? Not that I'm not laughing because obviously, I mean, I didn't know what prop firms really were until like probably a year and a half ago. All I used was cash accounts. Yeah, you guys see how I'm able, even though I have a very high conviction that this 4-hour gap is going to hit, why in God's name would I ever take a setup here for this 4-hour? It's not possible. Like, I would never do it. And even though I had conviction, I told you guys earlier in the morning, I think this is going to hit. Would I take this 2-minute gap ever? No, it's just not my setup. It's too small. Not enough liquidity was taken. If this got swept and then we got it, I would have taken it. Take profit trader. Yeah. If there's one thing I can teach you guys, I'm telling you right now, if you don't know this already, the most profitable traders take the least amount of setups. I know guys that are taking one setup a month and they're making 300 grand. One setup, right? Because all that they're risking, for example, is like they're risking 50K to make 300 or whatever it may be. 100K to make 300, depending on what their conviction is, what type of setup they're using. Just realize that this business is infinitely scalable, and the more patient you are, the better you're going to be. Like, look at this, guys. If I was like, oh, let me scalp this up to this 4-hour fair value gap, well, look what happens here. Right? You get smoked. Yeah. It's pretty wild what people can make. I also saw an interview a while back with a day trader on Wall Street who his individual trades are like, I think it's $300,000 or $400,000 risk to make 800K. So like, they interviewed him after having a lunch, and he's like a proven credible. They know all of his stats and all of his statements or whatever. He works for a big firm, and he had an $800,000 losing day, and he was just chilling like it was nothing. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so we just had perfect equal highs get touched here. Whoa, I don't want dictation. So let's see what happens at these two highs. I think, again, they're probably going to get smoked to the 4 hour, but... And then let's see what happens at the 50%. Also, guys, another thing I would suggest you put on your charts, these are macro times, so the algorithm tends to move within these macro times. Not always, like you can see here, we chopped around in this macro time. But the indicator on TradingView is ICT macros by Cognito. You can screenshot this. They're great to have. Motivation for I've been trading since 14. Wow, how old are you now? In my parents' name, I'm 22 now. Wow, that's a long time for trading, bro. You have more screen time. You have more time in the markets than me. Well, actually, that's not true necessarily. But as far as day trading is concerned, definitely more time. I've been looking at day trading charts for probably 5 years now. But I've been investing since I was like 16 in like I don't know if you guys ever heard of Acorns. It was like this thing where if you spent money on your credit card, it would round up the charge. Like let's say you spent $1.50, it would round it up to 200 and invest, or to $2 and invest 50 cents in whatever you wanted to invest in. And I invested in like Berkshire Hathaway with it. Oh yeah, ICT I've been studying for probably 4 years, give or take. DZTV remembers Acorns. Yeah, I mean, I took all my shit out of there a lot once I started learning about how to actually invest, but it was a good starting point for people that are clueless, like I was back then. So I still want this 50% to hit, guys. And again, where does that come from? If you draw the Fibonacci tool from the high of the leg to the low, which was right here. Oh, did we touch it on the hourly? Did I draw it wrong? No, we still didn't touch it. So I want this to hit. I started with penny stocks. I remember Acorns. Yeah, we all started with penny stocks. And all this crazy hype right now about all these meme coins and like Trump coin. Like, you can listen to Trump himself. He was like, oh, I have no idea what's going on with my coin. Somebody else is doing this shit for him. It's all gambling. It's all nonsense. I don't touch it. When I get funded, I'm buying the Discord. Yeah, guys, I mean, listen. I mean, I've already explained this, but eventually I'm going to take the trading private. I think what I'll probably do is I'll trade 2 days a week on YouTube. This is what I'm going to say. This is what I'll do. Once I hit, let's do 1,300 subscribers. That's what I'll say it on record now. Once I hit 1,300 subs, I'm going to trade live here for 2 days a week. And then for 3 days out of the week, I will trade live in the Discord. Because at this point, it's getting unfair. There's a good amount of people joining the Discord. I don't want, like, they have to have, it's unfair to the people that are paying. So that's what I'll do, guys. I know I've said it before, like I wasn't sure when I was going to move it to the private streams, but I think at this point it is unfair to people who are in the Discord. Warriors for Yeshua, I would if I could. Yeah, guys, and I understand, like, not everybody can afford a Discord. I mean, I don't think it's that pricey. It's $19 a month right now, which eventually I will raise it, but for now it's pretty cheap for everything you get. But again, you don't have to be in a Discord. The goal here is to educate. So once you guys can do this yourselves, then you can just do it yourself. Right? Do I benefit massively from people paying $19 a month? No, not really. I mean, I'd have to have a lot of members to be able to get anything out of that. So like even if I had 100 members, that would be what, $2,000 a month. I mean, that's a decent amount of money for some people. It doesn't even pay rent. So listen, I am an entrepreneur. Everybody likes to make more money, but yeah, I mean, I would have to make it a lot more expensive for it to make any like meaningful difference in my life. Okay, so pay attention. I would not be surprised, guys, if we touch into this 1 minute and then we get a long setup from here. Let's see, though. But I would say, if I can give you guys one tip, one level of advice, especially if you're a newer trader, you're not making money consistently from trading yet, and you're looking for a way to build your wealth, 100% get a job and invest in long-term positions, long-term stocks. Swing trading is excellent too, guys. That is, I'd say my win rate with swing trading right now over the last 2.5 years is almost 90%. So 90% of my swing trades end up profitable. And so that is something that has been a huge, huge difference maker in my income. And for those of you who don't know, the majority of my money was initially made with the real estate. I started something called real estate wholesaling, where I found like cheap fixer-upper properties in Los Angeles. I literally drove. Where I said to put the fries in the bag. Guys, if you're not making any money at all and you're trying to trade and make it big with $500 to your name, you better put the fries in the bag. You better. I'm telling you right now. How would you play it if we were going to go into a recession? So guys, this is, I can't reveal all the sauce here, okay? But I will just tell you, we're also on a day trading stream, so I'm not going to go into all these different charts. I already pulled it up earlier on the chart. But there is something called TLT. There's something called bonds, and they're all things that you should be learning about. Learn about the economy, learn about interest rates, learn about bonds and how they work. But if we go into a recession and the Fed starts cutting rates because they're trying to stimulate the economy and Trump is pressuring Jerome Powell to cut rates, yields are going to eventually start tanking. Bond prices are going to go up. So you have to look for investments that do well in recessionary environments. Government bonds, 100%. That's exactly what we're talking about here. So like 10-year, 2-year, the long dated bonds, not the bond yields, the bond prices. So the bonds themselves are going to go up in cost. And you can invest in ETFs that track those and pay you dividends. You can lock in high yields. So there's a specific one. I just told you guys, TLT is what I'm looking at personally. It's a hedge for my portfolio. I go into detail in some videos on that in the Discord too. I'm going to make more on it. Also, you know, there's all types of different stocks that do well in recessions, but typically like food. Okay, so this is a pretty bullish reaction here. If this 1 minute inverse is, I don't think it's half bad to take back up to the 50%. But let's see what happens here. Again, it's just A plus no, but we have less than 30 seconds till this candle closes. But yeah, typically food companies like, I don't know if you guys follow Sprouts, Walmart, Costco. They're all very recession proof. Sometimes retail brands do well in recession. So like one company I'm looking at is Nike. It's very oversold. But yeah, do your research on what types of stocks do well in recessionary environments. But that was a great question, Alex, I think it was Alex that said it. Let me see, Alex. Yeah, Alex M. That was a great question to ask. So we've got basically 15 seconds until this candle closes. Let's see how this reacts. It's, again, a small 1 minute, but I like that we're bouncing out of a 1 minute fair value gap here. So we'll see. And the only reason I'm loving it is I like it a lot is because of this 50% we never hit. I want to see this hit today. I prefer the 2 minute. I mean, this looks pretty good. Warriors for Yeshua. How many liquidity sweeps do you look for before you take a trade? Like a 1 hour sweep, intraday, or does not matter? It's really dependent on where we are in the markets. But like if this was the final low, so this is why I didn't have as much conviction on this being the sweep on the 4 hour, right? Because we had liquidity below it. But basically, guys, when the final set of liquidity is taken, so like here in this whole leg of price, like all of this price action that you see here, this is the last level of liquidity. So this is the final line in the sand. This is where I look for the highest conviction long setups. Okay, but it really just depends on where we are in the markets. Like there are just different models that I look at. But ideally, the higher time frame ones are going to be your best bet. Right? They're a lot more important than 1 minute sweeps or 5 minute sweeps. But just depending on where we are in the markets and how much conviction I have in that specific model or that specific leg of price, I'll use different ones. So, hope that makes sense. And that's why trading is so difficult, guys, because it's not cookie cutter. There's not like one specific leg of liquidity that's always going to be best, right? You have to have a lot of screen time. I've been watching these charts for 5+ years, and I know likely what's going to be the better one. Not always. I make mistakes, guys. I don't win every single time I trade. I would say my win rate is about 65% to the upside, sometimes more depending on the month. Like some seasonality makes it vary, but between 65 and 75% win rate, and then like give or take 15 to 20% break even, and then like 15 to 20% loss. If you guys didn't know, I move my stops to break even very quickly a lot of the times. So if this 2 minute closes above, guys, maybe I'll try a 1-for-1 scalp here, and that'll be my one trade of the day, but we'll see. Because we're in the macro time. We bounced out of this 2 minute fair value gap. We have 50% above that we didn't sweep yet. This closes at 56. Is it A+? No. But it's a pretty decent 1-to-1 scalp in my eyes. But let's see if it even closes above. How's the 3 minute look? Nothing on the 3, nothing on the 5. Yep. Warriors for sure. You can definitely be. I think you can be profitable with a 30% win rate. You just have to have the right RR on your trades. So no close above here. You can see that we wicked. Also, another really important thing to look for, guys. If we form perfect equal highs in the chart, that's another great thing to look for. We haven't here, obviously. They're not perfect. You can see this high is higher than this high, right? This is slightly lower. If you look at the H here, you'll see it. The high is 21,381.50, and here it's probably 0.25. Oh, no, it's 380.75, so nothing yet. But if we have perfect equal highs, that gives me a lot more conviction. Let me see, So look at this, guys, very interesting. Something to pay attention here. Look where we rejected from this leg of price right now. There's a tiny 1 minute fair value gap and a volume imbalance here. So, interesting. Wow, so we just closed below the 1 minute fair value gap. But we are still in, what was this? That was an hourly. So if this 5 minute inverses to the downside, guys, I think this is going to be a good short. Let's see if it even gives us the opportunity to enter. We have 3 minutes until the close. But you guys see how this is a bullish PD ray that's holding up price. And if we close below it, then, I mean, we should probably go back down to this low. It's a little risky because this is an hourly fair value gap and it could be used as support. But this is definitely a tough spot. I'm not going to lie. Because there's so many different factors that I'm taking into consideration here. I know I'm not talking all the time, but there's a lot of things going on in my brain right now. So for example, this hourly fair value gap. There is a possibility that we use this as support to go higher here. But I'm also looking at this 5-minute fair value gap, and this is a bullish PD ray holding up price. So if we close below this, immediately my attention draws to this low, and then that low that I was aiming for earlier, right? This low right here. So I would not be surprised, guys, if the market drives down to here. But what I will probably look for is a 1-minute setup within this 5-minute fair value gap. So basically, I'm waiting for the 5-minute close, which happens very soon. So we'll see if it even closes below the PD array. And then if it does, I will look for a 1-minute short in here. That's what I'm going to aim for. But it's tough because we have this 3-minute gap that could act as bullishness too. It's just a very difficult leg of price. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to be a downside move, but we'll see here. So like if we can trade into this 1-minute gap first and we get an A+ IFEG from here, I could target this 3-minute gap. So the 5-minute did close below. Warrior says, I use an indicator called institutional volume color candle. It's pretty telling. Like when we have high volume IFEGs tend to work out better. For sure. That's a good thing to note. What broker do you use? Like what software are you using to trade, Yeshua? TradingView and Trade-of-8. Institutional volume color candle. Very interesting. That's indicators on TradingView. Got it. So guys, if we get the market to trade, for example, into this 1-minute gap, and then we get like a nice IFEG, I don't think that'll be bad to target this 1-minute gap here. It's also a 3-minute. I think this is where the market is aiming for right now. So like if we come into this by like a tick and then we reject, I think it's probably coming down to here. But again, unless there's an A+ setup to it, nothing even makes sense to take, but I'm just saying. But if you guys have to learn when the market looks like an intraday sell model. Like this looks very sell model-y to me. It's like all these inducement candles to go higher and then we go lower. Yeah, guys, whatever works for you. I'll take a look at it, Yeshua, just to see what it's all about. I just don't really use them. But if there's anything that gives you more confidence, then by all means. Anything that gives you an advantage, do it. Longs are not holding at all. Yeah, this is a sell model to me. I think, again, we're looking to rebalance this 3-minute fair value gap, and then from there, who knows. But I would love to see, now that this 5-minute has closed below, I would love to see all this liquidity get swept to the downside. Oops, Command Z. But basically, I'd be looking for a trade into this 1-minute gap right here, this fair value gap, to go lower. Again, guys, just because I'm speculating this for now, it's not, nothing is A+ here. If we would have touched the 50%, I would have been a lot more likely to look for shorts here. Sometimes things do not work out perfectly, and that's fine. Whoops. So let's see what happens again within this. If we can trade into this first before trading into the 3, let's say we come up and we push into here, I'd love to see an A+ IFEG form to the downside. Let's look at ES really quick. So one thing I haven't really talked about in this stream is ES. I use this for SMTs. So I look to see what's behaving. Ooh, 10-minute looks really good for shorts on ES. You guys see how we swept liquidity here and here, and then we're rejecting and inversing this. So to me, this looks very likely on ES. Does NQ have the same thing on the 10? Oh, that looks so good, guys. Really looks good. Really looks good to the short side. Okay, so we just tapped into the 3. I wish we would have gone up first. Guys, I wish this was more A+, but to me it's not. You can see when the 5-minute closed below, we did not get the retracement into the 1-minute I was looking for, and we just completely collapsed, so. Okay, so far we are bouncing out of the 3. Do not be surprised if we get some kind of a reaction here. Hopefully, we get a trade into the 1, and then we can get a dump from there. Do, 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 do. man. W patience. Guys, I'm telling you, this is a problem with the market. I've told you guys this many times, but it is designed to play with human emotions. You guys are going to get this You're like, "Oh, I want to trade this. I think it's going to do this." Just please, I'm telling you, if you just wait. I know sometimes it's boring. I love to entertain, but I'm not trying to just click a button so you guys get excited and the dopamine hits in your brain. We're all like monkeys, guys. They don't want to give us the opportunity, right? We're all monkeys, okay? We got monkey brains. And your whole goal with trading is to get out of the monkey and into the logic. If you can get out of the monkey, you're going to make money. We're all monkeys. Like it's literally that. If you want to break it down as simple as possible, I like to keep trading simple. Okay? We have ape brains. Everything about our brains and our chemical reward system is designed to make us lose money in these markets. They feed off of our hormones, dopamine, serotonin, all this stuff. So if you can just get out of that and wait for the A+ setup, you will make money. I promise you. You guys see me do it time and time again. You guys see me lose money sometimes, but most of the time, I take a successful trade because I have the ability to sit and wait. But I'll tell you guys this. So if you guys are waiting and you want to be really patient, okay? Once this 4-hour sell side and daily sell side sweep, this wick right here, this is a very important wick in the markets. And this daily fair value gap, this is where I believe the market's probably going to bounce from. Okay? It's not a lot of people are paying attention to it. It's a very small daily fair value gap. From my experience, a lot of the times they try and induce traders like this wick right here. Everyone gets excited. They're like, oh, the market's going to bounce from here. And what ends up happening is we consolidate and we slowly grind down all the way into here, and then we will bounce from there. So, yeah. Also, guys, we just closed below this 3-minute gap. Would not be surprised to see some kind of a setup form to the downside here. This wick and this wick. But maybe we trade like up into this order block right here and then go down. I won't take anything short here until we get an A+ IFEG. Nothing comes until an A+ IFEG comes in. There was nothing in this leg of price, right? We never got anything here. There was a decent 10-minute like we talked about earlier, right? When this 10-minute fair value got closed below, that's technically an entry for the trade. But I would not be surprised if we come back into here and then get another short. But we will see. Yeah. I know it sounds like a broken record, guys, but patience pays. So I have a lot of retail friends, and we're all like in a Discord, and this is what they're posting right now. Not a Discord, in a group chat. They're all debating about why Nvidia is selling off. If I could just explain to them that the indices are just going for sell-side liquidity and it has nothing to do with Nvidia. But they wouldn't understand. They don't want to learn. Yeah, guys, I would love, again, I'm telling you right now, I would love to see the market trade right into this 1 minute gap. If we can do that and get an A plus IFEG short, I think this will come down to this liquidity. Love to see this. Maybe we'll make that my one trade for the day. Let me see what the other charts are looking like. Yeah, it looks really not great. It looks kind of ugly. Axe says, yo, what's up, bro? This is where I'm aiming for today, guys, right now. But this is what I want to see. Hopefully, if we get this, this is what I'm looking to trade. Into the 1 minute downside. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't. But remember I told you guys in the beginning of the stream that this low that opened at 9:30 is going to be super important. Do you know how to split TradingView charts into 4 and make them move all at once? Yes. Go over to this box right here under layout setup. Go to the 4. And they will all move at once. But you need the right premium version of TradingView to make that work. I don't even know if I have 4. Let me see. No, you need plus. I have the essential plan. So I can only do 2. Why is this under SPX? Try it with 2, see they're not moving at the same time. What do you mean? Do you see the candles moving here? When you move one shirt, I'm trying to get it to move at the same time. I don't know what that means, bro. I'm sorry. When you move one chart, oh, you can't move them both at the same time. They're different charts. To move it with your mouse, you have to move them individually. But the charts, the candlesticks will move at the same time. All right. So I think this is going to push up here, probably to, at minimum, this candle's high. Never seen that before, Ak. I don't know, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure. What you can do, bro, is call TradingView and see if they can help you with that. There's like customer service. Okay, so either this is going to be the high or they're going to push it all the way up. That's my opinion right now. Either this candle is going to be the high or they're going to push it all the way down. All the way up to here. If this is a high, I can't take a setup, guys, unfortunately. But I think this low is coming. We inverse the 5. We inverse the 10. It's very likely that this low and this low are coming now. Okay, there is a really... Okay, so here's something to note, okay? Look at the 30-second chart. We swept this buy side. We came up above this little 1 minute. We wicked, and now we have a 30-second IFEG. This could be the short if we close below, but so far we have not. At the bottom, you can sync the charts. Okay, so the 30 seconds about to close below. Not yet. Bro, we are going up unless consolidation. What do you guys think? Should we use ACK as an inverse indicator? So ACK, pretty much either the market goes up, down, or consolidates is what you're saying. So guys, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm telling you, the market can go up, down, or chop. I'm telling you right now. It can. Yeah, basically. If there's green candles, we're going up, guys. If there's, it's very simple. Like, this is how you make money. Green candles, just buy. Red candles, just sell. It's so easy. Like, how is it that people don't make money in the markets? I don't get it. Thank you for the insight. I appreciate it. Guys, I appreciate all of your insight. Some insight I appreciate more than other insight. So you guys can see here on the 30-second, we just inversed this tiny fair value gap right here. If you guys want to try a tight squeeze short, then your stop would be a 30-second close back above this fair value gap, and then you would hold it all the way down to sell side. You can see here that it's working. Stop to break even on this trade if you're in it is at this low right here, and then I would hold it all the way down to sell side. Boom and boom. So I would love to see this market push all the way back up to this 1 minute gap. Am I predicting it's going to happen? No, I have no idea. It's very difficult to time where this market's going right now. But if we get a trade into here and we get an A plus 1 minute short, I will take the short down to sell side. But if we just get the complete collapse here like we're doing, you can see how this 30-second short is working right now. We swept this buy side, we traded into this 1 minute, we wicked, we inversed the 30-second, we traded into it, and now we are selling off. Your stop should be at break even now, and this is a free trade all the way down to sell side. Like, we're so close to the sell side. Right now, I have my stop to break even. Your entry was right here, so you shouldn't get stopped at this point if we are truly bearish now. So definitely break even now that this low is hit, because if we are bullish from here, if it's a buy program up to this 1 minute gap, then we're going to have a buy program here. But if not, it's just going to completely sell off. So your stop should be safe if we are bearish from this point. Let's see what the gurus are saying on X. Wow, so you look on the 30-second, guys. Am I on the 30-second still? Yeah. Right here, they took your stop out by a tick, and they're dropping the market now. So I think this is gonna dump it. Yeah, you guys will hear me yawning a lot. Just scalp 20 RQ. Very nice. Nice, nice, nice. That'll pay for your Chipotle today. That's Chipotle money, baby. RQ means real quick. That's such a Gen Z thing to say, bro. So I was born in 96. So you guys tell me. I'm not even sure. But when I look on ChatGPT, it says that if you're born in 96, you're on the threshold between Gen Z and millennial. So I don't know what I am, but I'm hoping I'm not Gen Z. Sorry to all the Gen Zs that are watching right now. So remember when I said that this was probably going to be the high this wick? 96 is a boomer. Oh, DZTV, you're a Gen Z for sure, bro. It's 96 is the threshold, I think. Some people say it's 2000 and beyond is a Gen Z, but I think it's anything after 96 for sure is Gen Z. It's about events. What does that mean, Sean? W sells call. Yeah, but guys, again, just because I called a sell here, did I take anything? Did I put money on the line? No. So does it matter? Absolutely not. But this is all speculation. And I will show you guys this chart that I use, right? This is my own system I've designed. Look at this candle. Look where we ended. All these lines are pre-drawn. So look where we touched right here. Why did I suspect this is going to be the high? Look at the to-the-tick rejection here. And again, that's secret sauce. I'm not revealing that. Guys, what if I have like Enigma? Have you guys heard of ICT saying that he knows, like, he's solved Enigma in the market, so he knows? Sorry to interrupt. Kay says I'm on a sell from that 5. Good job, bro. So guys, if you don't understand, Kay sold this 5-minute IFEG on this down close candle. And you can see that he's banking right now. I would take profits, Kay, at this low, and I would take some here. But yeah, guys, what if I solved Enigma, and I'm not telling you guys, and I'm just using IFEGs as an excuse to predict where the market's going to go. But, like, I know beforehand. Generations are separated by a combo of age and world event. Millennials can tell you every detail about where they were, when they were doing when the planes crashed on 9/11. I'll tell you where I was, Sean. I was sleeping with my teddy bear and my spaceship pajamas in my bunk bed with my sister at 4 years old. If I can remember that, am I a millennial? No, I can't, Sean. I'm not old enough. Interesting. What are we trading into here? Damn, Sean. That hurts, man. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for ICT, and he taught me a lot. But recently, with his whole shaboggle he's been doing on X, it's tough. Sean, I can remember our teacher turning on the news. Wow. That's crazy. How does it feel to be inching on 30? Tristan, don't remind me, bro. Alright, guys, so we're about to sweep the sell side. From here, I have a feeling that we are going to continue down. I think this 2-minute, 3-minute, 5-minute fair value gap is going to get dumped on. No equal highs formed in this leg. Remember I was telling you guys this looks like a sell model. So there's the sweep of that liquidity. I do think that we're going to head for this low today. I do think we will. But again, I can't take anything unless there's something A+. Guys, I wish it was a more eventful day. But I told you guys already. Look at the economic calendar. No red folder news today. And yeah, just nothing was A+. So this 5-minute looked great. Don't get me wrong, but I needed to see a trade into this 1-minute fair value gap to get an IFEG. We didn't get it. It just completely collapsed. I didn't like it because we did have this 50% level that we didn't hit. We missed it by a tick. So a lot of things have to happen, guys, for me to take a trade. Yeah, guys, it's pretty crazy that I'm almost 30. I mean, I just turned 28, but still, like, it's pretty wild. So, yeah, you guys see how we sweep liquidity and immediately the candles go up? I don't think it's going to be a continuation. And we might go back up to this high, but I don't like how this leg of price moved for potential buys here. But yeah, you guys, if you guys are new to ICT, just pay attention. Like, you guys see how immediately after this low was swept, we got a big green candle, or a decently sized candle. That is the algorithms potentially buying up the market here. Now, is there anything A+ for me to see to go to the upside here? Not really. There is this 2-minute gap. If we close above this, I don't think it's a half bad long. Let me see what the 3 looks like. Actually doesn't look terrible. But we have this 5-minute gap that this is what I'd really want to see close above, guys. If we're truly bullish from here, this needs to close above, and I would target this high. I'd move my stop to break even here, and then I would target up here. So let's see what we get. The only reason, okay, so this is what I'm saying, guys. This is, I want to click the buy button, but I don't want to just click it to entertain. If it was just me looking at the screen right now, and I saw this new week opening gap here right at the 5-minute, I would say, no, this is not a good long. Because if we close above the 5 and it ends up being right at the top of this new week opening gap, this can be resistance for the market to go further down. So I don't think this is an A+ long right now. Telling you, when I see an A+ long, it will be so obvious that all of you will see it if you understand IFEGs and you've watched me for long enough. I'm so happy to see that traders are making money off of IFEGs. Kay, can I show them your trade, bro? If Kay is watching this, he sent me his Discord. He sent me a Discord message with his short. So Kay is still learning, guys. He's been in my Discord for quite a while now. But you can see here that he took this. Yes, this is a paper trade, but that's fine. He's learning. He took this short on the 5-minute close. I think he entered maybe on the retrace, it looks like, or immediately after the 5-minute close. And you can see here he's moved his stop to break even above this order block, which is a smart move in my opinion. And his take profit is right here, right before this wicks low, because he thinks maybe the market might reverse from there. So I think this is a great area to take profits. So congratulations, Kay, for taking that trade. But Kay, I think Kay joined the Discord like, how long ago was it, Kay? Like maybe 2 months ago, give or take, something like that. And he was clueless. He had no idea what IFEGs were. I think he knew about ICT, but he was not like that knowledgeable. And he's taken like everything I've said and studied it, and he's really put in the work, and he's doing really well. So I'm super proud of him. And really, Kay, it's not all me, bro. You know how many people I've tried to teach ICT concepts or IFEGs, but most people are not willing to put in the effort. This dude locked in, and I'm actually mind blown how fast he's learned it. I think it's one of the easier ICT concepts to learn because it's like, I think most people are visual learners, and when you see the right setup for them, you take it. I mean, for me, yes, I have a lot of criteria, so I didn't take it personally, but he did, and he was willing to accept the risk, and you can see he's being rewarded. For me, I really like to see this 50% hit, and because we never hit it, I was a lot more hesitant to take this. I wanted to see a trade into this 1 minute fair value gap to reduce my risk on the trade, right? Because then if my entry is somewhere here instead of down here, I'm losing a lot less money if we're going to reverse to the 50%. But for Kay, he decided to take it, which is fine. Everybody has their model. And yeah, so Kay is killing it. How is Tesla doing? Wow. Nvidia's down 17% on the day. That is wild. Guys, I might look to start selling puts on Nvidia. Holy crap. Okay, so this is a huge gap down. I would not be surprised if we end up going back to $100, maybe 100.93 or maybe $90. What would be, oh my god, guys, if we ended up getting a collapse in the markets, okay, and Nvidia ended up collapsing to 75, this is a place that I would add so much Nvidia you have no idea. I would go hand over fist. Now, from here, we have a 36% drop, okay? Wow. A lot of people who are in Nvidia are going to cry if these hit. Cry. People are going to get stopped out. The markets are designed to cause the most pain possible. Am I saying that we're going to drop here? Probably not. That means that Nvidia is going to lose 35% of its value, which right now it's trading at, let's look at the metrics. Nvidia is a $2.89 trillion market cap. So for it to lose 35% of its value, whew. But I think between 90 and 75, guys, this box right here, from here to here, I'm going to label it in white. This is going to be a big ad zone for me, for Nvidia, if we end up getting there. So let's see. But yeah, the markets are designed to create max pain. Tesla only down 1%, which is nice to see. I'm going to start selling puts on Tesla too, guys. And again, I'm not trying to be a bear. If you own Nvidia, that's fine. I think Nvidia will be fine in the long term. But you have to understand, everybody who is long Nvidia has their stops below all these lows right here. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of liquidity resting below these lows. These concepts work for everything, guys. Every market, Bitcoin, crypto, AI, Tesla, whatever you're looking at, it works the same way. When you see obvious wicks in the market, these are high areas of liquidity. For there to be new buyers, like for people to invest in Nvidia, big money, think about all the whales, okay? They need, for every buyer in the market, there's a seller, right? In theory, this is the auction theory behind the markets. So for big money to invest in Nvidia with huge funds, they need a lot of liquidity. They need a lot of people selling their positions, and their sells come from all the wicks in the market. So this low, this low, this low, this low, and this low ultimately. Maybe this gets held and we never sweep it in the history of the market. I don't know. But basically, big money needs people to sell their shares to buy them. Every time somebody sells a share in the market, there's always a buyer for it, right? If the chart it has a lot of liquidity. So for Nvidia, there are tons of sellers in the market here, and so big money uses them to buy. Anyways, sorry for that rant. Let's go back to the chart. So we're trading into this 2-minute gap now. Whoops. Warrior says volume is picking up. Potentially, potentially. We did have a little turtle soup here. Let me look at the 30-second chart quick. 30-second chart doesn't look good either. Watch this be an inducement candle and us come all the way back down. Yeah, failure to push above the 2-minute. There's also a 3-minute. There's also a 5-minute. This is probably, I think this is going to take us all the way down to the data lows, but not A+. Man. If you guys want to try a super risky short, you can try this woman at IFEG. Would I take this? Hell no. Hell no, but it's still there. Damn, guys. Listen, I'm sad for buyers that have Nvidia, but this is making me really happy. Let's see how the rest of the markets are doing real quick. Wow, VIX is up 30%. Big push on the VIX. I almost opened calls on this in the Discord, but I decided not to. Whoa! Riot is down 15%. Wow. That is crazy. I'm going to start selling puts on this again too soon, guys. Jesus, this is a big... Wow, Bitcoin is at 99. Wow. Boeing at 174. This is where we added Boeing, by the way, guys. Right where this arrow is, like right here. Celsius down. This is when I might be opening calls on soon, guys. This looks like it's going to get ready to rip to the upside. I will alert this in the Discord when I do. I'm looking for an inverse for value gap setup. Okay, so look at this 1-minute short is working to the downside. This market's getting me excited, guys. I'm not going to lie. I hope there's going to be some good buys for the long term soon. Pro is the market maker. Anybody here? So I know a lot of you are day traders. Who has long-term investments? I know Tristan has Walmart. Who else has like a really big position that they are very proud of? I'll tell you guys my best trade I've ever had is Tesla. I was adding this. So look at this, guys. This is how ICT works. We had this weekly fair value gap right here and sell side liquidity. We swept it. All of my biggest adds on Tesla were below $152. So I added massively here. I was adding here as well, but this was called in the Discord long ago. And then we also have been adding in the Discord. I've been selling puts, telling the whole community to add between 180 and 220. And look where it's going. I think in the long term, Tesla's probably going to push above 1,000. We'll see when that happens. But this is an incredible ad. It's my favorite ad of all time. So I've been making a ton off of Tesla over the last like 2 or 3 months. Hopefully it continues. Hopefully we don't have a black swan event, and hopefully the market doesn't collapse entirely. But yeah, I love Tesla for the long term. I know I say that with smiles, guys, but obviously, you know, Tesla is a position and a company that I think will be fantastic for the future. But that is something I will swear by forever. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, this shit works for every single asset class. Do. If you guys want to try a scalp 1-for-1, if this woman at inverses, you can try it up to this buy side. I wouldn't suggest it, but you do you. It's not A+. Give this maybe a 6.5 out of 10 if we close above. But I would not take it. We've had a huge move down now. This is probably going to consolidate before moving lower or higher. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. This has not been the most interesting stream. But, yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to stay on until something A+ happens. It's also only 8:45. I feel like I've been on for longer than 2-ish hours, but... Also, guys, another company. So let's watch what happens here on this woman at IFEG. Are we going to hit this buy side? I would say probably. Or we come very close and then we reject. One of the two. So if you're scalping this, like I would probably take a partial off right now and a partial off right before this high and then leave runners in case we push higher from here. Look at this, guys. TLT is really pushing today after our ads. All within the monthly fair value gap, and we're pushing higher now. I think TLT is going to be a great ad for the long term. Oh, and one more position that we added in the Discord. Oh, sorry, wrong one. NKE. We have been adding Nike crazy in the 70s. And we're getting a huge push. I think Nike is going to have an amazing 2025, hopefully. It's a retail stock that has been heavily oversold. I think at minimum we're going to the 90s and then probably into the 115 range, give or take. These are all fair value gaps here, right? You can see here this is a weekly gap from this candle's low to this candle's high. And then we have all these gaps on the daily that are going to fill on this. Yeah, Tristan is right. Bill Ackman is... Ooh, big push here after the woman at inverse. Look at that. I think this high is coming for sure. We just formed triple equal highs on the 30-second chart. What do you think, guys? Should we scalp this? Oh no, they're not triple equal highs. Never mind. Man. But yeah, I don't know if I completed my thought because I saw this woman at inverse. But Bill Ackman, if you guys don't know, he's a billionaire investor. He's famous for his big bet on Chipotle after the E. coli scam in 2016. It was like a huge E. coli scam. E. coli scandal, whatever you want to call it. And there was a big outbreak of E. coli in Chipotle chicken or steak, I think, or in the lettuce or something. And the stock collapsed, and Bill Ackman put a ton of money into it, and he made so much off of that. And he just put, I think now 11% of his fund is in Nike stock. And I have bought a shit ton of Nike recently in the 70 to 75 range. My average right now is about $72.90, give or take. So that's a great long-term ad for those of you guys who are in here if you want something for the long term. Again, do your own due diligence. It's not financial advice, but personally, I've been adding a lot of Nike. Bill Ackman. Ackman. Yeah, I know. I was just saying, Tristan. I was pointing him out because of you. Okay, so there is a tiny woman at IFEG here. Trying to tell my dad to put 10K into TLT. Guys, do your own due diligence on this stuff. Don't just be buying stuff because I'm buying it. That is totally up to you. But you're basically locking in a 4% yield because the TLT holds the 20-year treasuries in its ETF essentially, and so you're getting paid dividends in the form of the interest payments on the bonds that they hold in the ETF. So I think it's pretty good if you want to lock in that 4.5-5% rate, give or take. And that is just my opinion. Okay, guys, hold on one second. Let me see something. Never mind. I think this is actually a pretty good looking short. But again, no liquidity was swept to the upside, so. I just can't get over, guys, that Nvidia's down 15%. That's wild to me. Crazy. I know a lot of people that are having a bad day. I wonder how much real estate was listed for sale. Why? Because people are selling their houses to buy Nvidia, or they're selling their houses to have some liquidity and so they don't get margin called on their position. So one of my trading accounts, guys, I'll show you this for now. I don't want to show. Wait. Let me make sure there's no account numbers on this. So I don't know if you guys can see that. But I took a trading account. I'm very close to getting to 100K on this. So I'm basically betting on Nike having a huge push over the next few days, and I'll finally get that to 100K. I was excited about that. Look at this. So we're not even getting an entry for this 1 minute short. It's not A plus. Obviously, we didn't sweep this high, but they didn't want the bang to margin call and foreclose on them. Okay, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Okay, so this should bring us down lower here. Again, this is not a good entry, guys, because the candle is super low now. But I think this is going to go quite a bit lower. I think we're going to go to data lows today. I think. It's just wild how, like, some days, guys, you're gonna miss 2 legs of price. Like, I mean, it was impossible to predict this 930 move. We had a 2-minute IFVG that I called here, but I didn't think it was A plus enough to take. And then obviously I said this was the start of a sell program. But just because I said it was going to happen, I didn't take a trade. And sometimes you will miss 2 legs of price, and sometimes 3. But that's just the reality, guys. I'm sorry. Like, if you expect me to take three or 4 trades in a day when you're on my stream, I am the wrong person to be watching. I don't think any of you. I think a lot of you understand the patience thing that I see here. But yeah, just know, guys, the less trades you take, the more profitable you'll be. I promise you. Yeah, I'm not actually sorry. I'm sorry that you guys are not entertained, but I don't apologize for the lack of buy button clicking. Exactly, quality over quantity. What did you say earlier, Warriors? If you don't wait for liquidity, you are the liquidity. Is that what you said? I have to go back. I'm gonna write it down. Who else is gooning right now? If I know what gooning is, bro, I heard a Gen Z trader talk about gooning. We are not talking about that on this stream, bro. Damn, you guys are savages. There is a 1 minute IFVG. There's a 1 minute IFVG that's forming here. Would not be surprised if this takes us back up the buy side. We did sweep liquidity, and we are trading into... What is this gray box? Is this a 4-hour gap? What did I draw this gray box for, guys? Was it an hourly? It's a bullish hourly fair value gap and a bullish 4-hour. How did this gray box end here? Am I tweaking? Okay, so another 1 minute potential inverse to the downside here. Again, guys, I think I'll label this a data low, but it's a 930 low. I think it's coming, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Should we try this short down to the data lows? Is this A plus? If anybody answers yes to this, you gotta leave the stream. Even though it might work. Even though it might work. We are in a macro time. This is a failed inducement candle to the upside. Should we try it on paper? Just to see what happens? Oh my goodness. Warriors. Guys, write that down in your notes right now if you haven't written it down. If you're not sweeping liquidity, then you are the liquidity. Don't be the liquidity. Zach says not A plus, no liquidity swept. Technically has no reason to push lower. Yeah, guys, write that down. Zach, yeah, pretty much. I mean, listen, we're in a sell program here. But this is not a place to be shorting, guys. We are at all time. We're pretty much at lows. We've already swept a bunch of liquidity to the downside. If anything, we're looking for a retracement up to this high right here. Yeah, DeepSeek fears hit Wall Street. If you have a link to the article, Warriors for Yeshua, I'll post it there. I want to click it. I'll look it up later. I have a lot of reading to do on DeepSeek. Super exciting, guys. I'm telling you, this is what gets me gooning, bro. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Did not mean to say that. Tristan's a bad influence. When I see candles like this on a company like Nvidia, this gets me freaking excited. All right, this hypes me up. Because if I can get Nvidia down in these levels, holy crap, that is gonna be nice. For those of you who don't know, Gooner spotted. For those of you who don't know, what was it before the split? Was it 2021? 2022. In October, guys, of 2022, before the split, I think before the split it was like $90 here. I was looking to invest in Nvidia in this monthly fair value gap right here in white, okay? I had a limit order for a few hundred shares of Nvidia, and my limit order never filled. So I missed the whole move on Nvidia. I would have been loaded. Well, not loaded, but I'd have a good amount of money off of that. And yeah, I mean, I would never have held this. I probably would have taken most of the position off at all-time highs or a portion of it. But still, I would have held at least probably 30% up into these areas. But anyways, is what it is. Okay, guys, I think we're going to try this long. One NQ contract. I'm going to take my profits right below this high. Stop loss will be a 1 minute close back below this fair value gap. Stop to break even when this internal wick hits right here. Or you know what? I'm going to actually keep my stop loss right below this 1 minute order block right here. Because that's too big of a risk. It's not terrible. We'll see if it works. Right below the OB, sorry. It's a 1-to-1 RR trade. This is going to be my only trade on the day. No, I don't trade Bitcoin, Ack. Oh, wait, your name's Ack too. Oh, that's why you were tweaking about the Bill Ackman thing. I don't trade Bitcoin. I'm only a long-term holder. So if this high gets swept again, guys, I will move my stop to break even on this trade. Hopefully I don't get stopped. Well... Wait, let's move this right to the order blocks low. Imagine if I don't get stopped on this, guys. Secretly Bill Ackman trying to copy your trades. Yeah, maybe he is, bro. Who knows? I just realized why he was tweaking about the ACK thing. I really would love to see this buy side hit and then see a sweep and then get the short later today, but hope I don't get stopped out on this. But if it is, guys, this will be my one trade on the day. If this high gets swept, I'm moving my stop to break even. And I think what I'll do, maybe I'll take profits here. Well, I haven't decided yet, but if I'm wrong, guys, I'm wrong. I think this is decent enough to be a good trade. This is short to fair value gap. Short to what fair value gap? This IFEG right here? Yeah, it could be. Could be a short to continue down. Alright, looks like it's going to be a stop out, guys. All right, there it is. So I took this trade because we swept liquidity to the downside. We swept this low right here, and we had a nice 1 minute IFEG. And yeah, unfortunately, we got stopped out. Technically, the trade is a 1 minute close back below this fair value gap. So could it still work? Yes. But I'd rather reduce my risk and not have to lose $1,000 for 600. So that is why I moved my stop below this order block. Ak, you should have got in at that order block. My risk would have been reduced here, but a lot of times what they'll do in this type of situation is they'll just pump it all the way. They won't give it a retrace to the order block. But obviously we're still in the sell program, so you can see that this didn't fail technically yet. We haven't closed below. We wicked down here, so we'll see. But so a lot of the times what they like to do, guys, is the inverse the one, then they'll come down, close below it, and then they'll move it down by a tick, and then they'll come up and bring it later. Can I control that? No. So again, guys, that was my one trade for today. It was a no news Monday, and I do not take more than one trade on a day like that. Alrighty, boys. Hope everyone's having a nice day hitting the hay. Good night, Tristan. Wait, where are you living again? Hitting the hay? Oh, right, because you work late. That's right. Sorry, I forgot. Alright, Tristan. Good night, bro. I think, guys, I will stay on for another 25 or 30 minutes. If nothing happens, I do have quite a bit of stuff to do today, too. But we'll see. Let's see what we get. Yeah, and again, guys, why did I think this was A+? First of all, we're trading out of a bullish fair value gap on the left of the chart. We swept liquidity once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and we closed above a fair value gap to the upside. So let me delete this quick. So when I saw this candle right here, when I got back on the screen, I thought that was an A+ long. Technically, guys, this high right here could be a break-even stop, but I would prefer just to hold up to buy side, and you can see here that it failed. Why do I think this failed? Well, obviously we're in a sell program still, but I think probably because we had this 5-minute fair value gap here that was holding and we were in a new week opening gap. That's the only thing I can think of, but regardless, I still think this was A+ enough to take, so. Now maybe they bring it up here on this IFVG. I don't know, but yeah, guys. And again, you see how I'm not upset by a loss. Okay, I take this model time and time again. This probably works about 75% of the time. After sweeping liquidity a bunch of times and getting an inverse, maybe they do it on this leg, but my rule, guys, is if I take a loss, I never enter in the same leg of price. So you'll never see me re-enter. Like, even though I think this is probably going to go up here, it's not my model anymore. The fact that the first one failed tells me that price is actually going to behave pretty bad from here. It may not. So you see how I don't have FOMO. I'm not emotional. I don't go on tilt. For a lot of you guys, I mean, that's quite a bit of money. It is a lot of money, right? I lost like 600 bucks there, but I know that one trade will make me back 2,000 plus. So it's not a concern to me. So, like, yes, could this work? Yes, but the fact that this one should have worked. If this doesn't work, it tells me that this is all manipulative price action and that we are actually getting a consolidation leg after a distribution. Like I think it was Ack that was talking about consolidations or something. Damn, I wish a lot of you guys were here for Friday's stream, but Friday's stream was lit. We had such good moves that happened. But yeah, guys, in hindsight, so this is something I'm going to put in my notes for this trade that I took. Yes, this was an A+ 1 minute IFEG in my opinion on this leg right here. Sorry, this is a 2-minute candle, 2-minute chart. This is A+, but why? What am I going to do for next time? In my notes, I'm going to take a screenshot of this and show that at the same time we had a 5-minute new week opening gap. I mean, it's not just a 5-minute new week opening gap, but for whatever reason, guys, this indicator doesn't always show up on the lower time frames, but you can see on the 5 and the 15 and the hourly, we were in this new week opening gap. So I will be a lot more hesitant to take my 1-minute IFEG trade, this model, when we have a new week opening gap there. It's just something to note. DZTV says, is the stream on YouTube? Yeah, so like I said, guys, once I get to like 1,200, or what did I say, 1,300 subscribers. Did I say 1,200 or 1,300? I'm going to say 1,300 subscribers. Once I get to 1,300, I will move the live stream to twice a week. Oh yeah, DZTV. The live stream, if you go back to my live stream, there's like a playlist or whatever on my YouTube. Go to the live tab, and you'll see the live stream from Friday. It's recorded. You'll see where I made the $2,000, or as close as like 1,800 bucks or something. An A+ IFEG. So you can see this 1 minute technically is still holding. We closed above, and now we are close to closing back below. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being like the low before it goes back up to here, and then we get a sell model later on in the day. But you see why I don't enter in the same leg of price again. Like I said, if we were bullish here, this should have delivered us up. The fact that we closed back below, and then we closed back above, and now we're closing technically below again in 20 seconds. Ack, where are you from? I know he's not originally from America, because he's saying it's consolidate. It's consolidating. You're from the USA? "100% words." That's the best way to do it. Learn visually, guys, from the A+ setups. Um, and yeah, when you guys are, if and when you can afford to join the Discord, every day I do a market overview and I'll show you guys what an A plus setup looks like. If I didn't call it during the stream, you'll see it in the market overview. Because I'm not on the charts all the time, guys. I can't be. I wish I could, but as you trade for longer, you'll realize that you don't want to be on the stream all day. Like, if I'm on the charts past 11 a.m. my time, woo, I know it's time to get off. Okay, so you see, guys, if you would have entered where I entered and then you lost and you went on tilt and entered again, you'd get stopped out again right here. Terrible, terrible, terrible time to be trading now. This should have delivered us up. So this is why I love IFEGs too, is because it gives you hints as to what the market's going to do. If the market was bullish, this 1 minute fair value gap that I took should have worked. And the fact that it didn't work tells me that price is likely to behave erratically afterwards. I think we're headed for this fair value gap right here. You look at the 30-second chart. Warriors for you, sure. I failed so many times I'll never go. Good job, bro. Just learn. I'm telling you guys, like, you can see a lesson from me. I said in... Okay, so look at my Discord. In the economic calendar today, I said, Monday, 1 trade max, funded account, no red folder news. I said, but recently markets have been moving on this type of day, so I'll try my best to take advantage. So I have set a plan for myself on a day like today when there's... Whoops. When there's only 1 set of orange folder news, there's no red folder news, I have a 1 trade max. Most days I have a 1 trade max, unless there's something so good I can't deny taking a second trade. But you guys witnessed me taking a trade on a live account. I mean, you guys can't see if it's on a live account, but you have to believe that if you want to believe it. And I took a loss, and I decided that that is it. No more trades. I have a plan, and I don't abide by the plan. If you guys don't have a system that you're following and a trading plan, a max amount of trades, you're very likely to fail because you're going to end up going on tilt and get emotional and lose money. You guys can see my old self, guys. Before I was profitable, I would have taken this long setup, lost it, and then tried it again on the same leg of price, lost it again. So, yeah. So there's the trade into the 1 minute gap right there. And if you guys are really struggling, I'll tell you guys this right now. This is why I love this Top Step account. Again, guys, I'm not funded on Top Step yet. I would love to be. This is just like a 50K combine account right now. This allows you, in the settings tab, you can set the max amount of trades that you will take for the day, and you can lock it. So you can set a personal daily loss limit and a max amount of trades. So no matter what you do, you will never be able to take more than the trade limits that you set. So at the beginning of the day, you set this, right? It'll always save your settings. And then you're basically making a promise to yourself at the beginning of the trading day, I will only take 1 trade. And even if you emotionally cannot do that, the computer will stop you. That's why it's so amazing. So that's why I'm really trying to get funded on this. I also have a Mac, so I've never done copy trading. I'm trying to get into the prop firm space more. And this allows you to copy trade as well. So once you pass accounts, you can set like one account as your main account, and you can copy trade with it. With Mac, it's a lot more difficult to do copy trading. Warriors for Yeshua. On Tradeovate, you can set max. You can set max. Oh, in a combine, you can pass in 2 days. I didn't know that. In Tradeovate, you can set a max daily loss, but you can't set a max number of trades. So that's why I think Tradeovate is. I mean, it seems better. I've heard a lot of people have good experiences with it. Just don't make more than 1,500 in a day. Got you, Javier. This low-key looks like a decent woman at IFEG. I mean, it's not good. Don't get me wrong. It's tiny. But I would not be surprised if this works. We traded into the 1 minute. Let me look at the 30-second chart. Nah, it doesn't look that good. So if you guys are in this 1 minute fair value gap, first of all, I wouldn't be. But if you are, your stop would obviously be a 1 minute close back below. I would move my stop to break even at this high, and then I would target this high. If it works. Again, I would never take this. It's not A+. It's too small. But I think we're going to the data low. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. My dog is scratching here on my door. Hello, Lou. Good morning. Oh, okay. Oh, man. Okay, so you can see a failed woman at IFEG. Told you guys I would not take this. You can see why. Wow. Look at that. We closed below and then we pumped. Crazy. Yeah, guys, I'm going to stay on until 12:45. If nothing happens by 12:45, I'm going to get off. If I see something A+, again, I mean, you guys know this. If you are not part of the Discord, though, under the live alert section, I will call it. And yeah, so stay on for another 15 minutes, give or take. Until tomorrow, guys. There's always tomorrow. This actually looks pretty good. So the 3 minute looks like it's about to close above, and we have all this low resistance liquidity here. It's not like A+, but don't look half bad. A whale is holding longs. They won't let you go. They won't let go. You can tell because the cumulative delta histogram. What the fuck? What the hell does that mean, bro? Wow, so they entered the 1 minute. They had this 1 minute IFEG. They closed right below it. Now they're pumping it. Crazy. The cumulative delta histogram, huh? What the hell is that? So look at this. Wow, guys, look how I drew that trend line and it immediately hit it and rejected. This 3-minute candle closes at 30. So we got 30 seconds left until this 3-minute inverses. Cumulative delta histogram, guys. You guys got some crazy indicators, but hey, if it helps you, it helps you. Look that one up, fam. It's live data flow. Cumulative, what is it? Cumulative delta histogram? Yeah, I'll check it out. Let's do this on the stream right now. Let's see what Warriors is talking about. Cumulative delta histogram. Is it this one that's locked? Or is it this one by TF Lab? Oh, it's on Tradevate. I don't use Tradevate for trading, guys, but again, guys, I don't use we use very few indicators, and primarily it's just the macro times, midnight open, 8:30 open, new week open, and gaps. I don't really use any order flow tools. All right, we'll look up one more indicator for you guys. Institutional. What is it? Color candle. Doesn't show up. Yeah, I don't see institutional color candle. I don't like any algorithms, guys. I don't like Lux Algo, all that nonsense. Personally, I don't need it. If you guys enjoy it and it works for you, by all means, but... I'll have to look up his name. Jacqueus. See, nothing is popping up. I think it's this one. Institutional. That's why. Oh my god. I don't have enough indicators for it. Alright, let's try this. Oh my god. So, this is it? This is what hypes you guys up here? Listen, so here's an example of an institutional color candle that failed. Right here. Yeah, it's really ugly. I also don't really know what it means, but I'm assuming... Oh, whoa, this is telling you how much volume is coming in. So strong volume is red, and then yellow is medium, blue is light. Yeah, I see the open. Yeah, I would never use this, guys, personally. But I appreciate the insight. Again, guys, you do not need any Lux Algo, institutional color candle, code, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Maybe it can help you, but I'm telling you guys right now, all you need is liquidity and fair value gaps. But for Yeshua or however your warriors, whatever helps you, bro. Yeah, all you need is liquidity and highs and lows. This was an interesting... So I'm going to note this, okay, guys? Look at this 1 minute fair value gap. I've seen this happen before. It's a tiny 1 minute. I said it was probably going to fail, but you can see we closed below it and immediately had a strong buying candle. This is something to pay attention to. This is like, I guess like a leg of price or a form of price action that they... I've seen this happen before. But, yeah. I don't think any indicator is bad to use, guys, if you follow liquidity and fair value gaps as your main trading model. I think everything is good to use. As soon as I read Lux Algo, I already know it's one of those like TikTok videos where people like show like red candles and green candles and what this and that and blah blah blah. I don't even bother. Guys, trust me, I've been trading for a very long time. You don't need anything. Lux Algo by Smart Money Concepts. Oh. Oh, okay, so it's an ICT indicator. Okay, that's fine. I mean, if you guys want to use that, cool. You don't need them. The issue is, guys, not every fair value gap is A+. So if you want, like, I would honestly learn to draw your own. It makes things a lot better. You start to spot stuff. You don't need it to be drawn automatically for you. It teaches you a lot better when you draw them yourself. But, again, guys, completely up to you what you do, but... Institutional supply and demand zones. Oh my god, guys, I'm not gonna start looking at all these indicators now. I'm sorry. So guys, one thing, let's pay attention to this fair value gap right here. Next time this happens, if we have a leg of price like this, where we have a big 930 open, we trade into the 1 minute gap, and then we get a 1 minute fair value gap that closes below, and we get an immediate buy candle, I'm gonna buy this. So I have this in my notes. And we will keep this in our database for next time it happens. Okay, guys, I got 5 more minutes in me because nothing is happening here that I like. And again, guys, even if something did, I'm not taking any more trades. I took 1 trade on the day. It was a loss. But I still would love to see this data low get swept. Love, love, love to see that. But I really appreciate you guys all being on here. It's such a help, guys, especially on days like this when there's literally, I mean, there was some decent setups. Not even really. There was this 2 minute IFVG. That was the only thing that was even remotely good after sweeping this liquidity. Everything else is nonsense. There was no A+ IFVGs here. We never touched the 50%. Yes, we did have this 5 minute close right here, but did I take it? No. And the reason being is because we never touched 50%. So on days like this where price action is not AAA+, and yes, we had this one that I took, it helps to have people on stream. So I always appreciate you guys being here. You only trade NAS, no US 30, no US 30. The reason being, guys, the only reason I would trade US 30, I think it's for people who don't have the NASDAQ. Like, I think if you're in Africa, you can't trade the US 30. Warriors for Yeshiva keeps getting the names wrong. We'll get him eventually, right? So we're still in this trend line that we're building up. Eventually, all this is going to get swept. If it happens today, I don't know. But there's so far really nothing. We did have this 3 minute IFEG right here that closed above. But I don't like this for longs. Whoops. So the only thing I'm anticipating, guys, today, maybe we get some kind of an A plus short here. Probably not, because all this liquidity would need to be swept. But let's say we sweep this data low later in the day. I'm going to look for a reversal setup. All right, guys. Nothing is really happening here. Pay attention to this trend line. Pay attention to this buy side liquidity, and pay attention to data lows. If I see something A+, I will call it in the live alert section. And hopefully after this data low gets swept, I am going to look for a reversal setup. So I appreciate you guys being on once again. It really makes me happy to see you guys are learning and that you guys can, like chat to each other and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I will see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. By the way, tomorrow, I'll show you on the economic calendar really quick. Tomorrow's the day before FOMC. We do have red folder news tomorrow, but I will only be trading on evals and paper. I never trade with a cash account or a funded account the day before FOMC because typically they generate liquidity on this day. Wednesday, we also have Tesla earnings and the FOMC statement. It's going to be a huge day in the market. This is the main day in the market this week. So this is the day that we're going to be trading with live funds. So tomorrow is just eval and paper, but it will still be a good learning day. Negative, can you do a video for liquidity? 100% negative. I will definitely make one. I'm going to be making a playlist for liquidity, fair value gaps, and then probably an option selling playlist, a swing trading playlist, and yeah. But yeah, I will do that for you, negative. I don't know if this is to me, Warriors. I think you're talking to somebody else. But I wish you guys the best this week. And definitely, if you're going to tune in one day this week for the live streams, do it on Wednesday. That's going to be the best day for trading. And yeah. All right, guys. Have a good one.